So I bumped into this article, and this is actually from Taiwan. And I do see Lexus NX here. So am going to go and do the same thing. Let's do a translation and see what they actually have to say about the Lexus NX. So it says here, again, keep in mind this is a translation, so this gets a little bit hard to understand. It could actually mean something different, but let's give it a try. So it says Lexus NX is a big flop in the new sales market in February, knocking off the Toyota RAV4 and the CRV in large numbers. Okay, that is actually very good signs, right? The NX is actually selling more than the non-luxury SUVs. So it says since the Lunar New Year holiday falls in January, February can usher the full sales month. After deducting weekly holidays, 228 consecutive holidays. I don't know what that means. Taiwan's new car sales in February were 32,819 units. And for the first 2 months, they've sold 67,607 units. And that's an increase of 4.2% from last year. And it says Lexus exploded in February. Well, they didn't explode. Their sales did. In addition, into winning the single brand sales champion of imported cars, its NX SUV has sold more than 1,400 units, surpassing the RAV4, the CRV, and other affordable SUVs. And its sales volume is second only to the Toyota Corolla Cross. So let's see what this says here. So the performance brands, okay, it talks about Mercedes and Nissan was not good in January. In contrast, Lexus and Honda and Mitsubishi Mazda have seen significant growth. Lexus even rushed to second place in sales in a single brand in Taiwan, second only to their big brother Toyota. Ford has fell slightly. Okay, so here we see it. The top 10 new car sales in Taiwan in February, the Lexus NX selling 1442 vehicles, and that surpasses like the CRV, the Ford Focus, and for a luxury car, it actually has gone quite well when you look at this. The Toyota Corolla Cross doing 20 almost 2600 units, but the NX has done quite well. I don't know if this is because of the volume that they have, the supplies, because of the long wait times, and they just suddenly February released a bunch of cars that were made and then bringing it to number two place. So it says in the past, the Toyota Three Musketeers, except the Corolla Cross, can still hold its first place. The Altelsa, which is here, and the RAV4 only sold more than 600 units left. Okay, which is really rare. Also lets the NX and the CRV take advantage of the sneak and grab the second and third place. Okay, and then it just talks about the other brands. Let's go to page 2 and see if there's any additional information. Okay, so I see RX here, so that's good here. So the good performance of Lexus is additional to the NX is the RX launch at the end of last year, which gained a lot in February. And the long selling car UX also sold close to 500 units. So there were only 419 Tesla Model Ys in February, and it failed to perform in a big hit again. However, after the price cut was announced, the bounce of being a big explosion on the numbers of arrival in a single month. Okay. Translations are getting a little bit odd, but you can see here the RX in let's say United States, RX's sells very high, but it's only sold 524 units, and the UX selling 482 units in Taiwan for February. So having just those the Lexus Three Musketeers, let's say, they've actually sold quite a great amount of vehicles in Taiwan. Hopefully, this gives you more information of the global Lexus and Toyota sales, and I'll try to find more for next month. But this is actually great to see that sales numbers are available in other smaller countries, and hopefully, I'll be able to find good sources for others. So, there we have it Taiwan, NX being number two sales, the only I would say the only model luxury on the top 10 list in Taiwan. And also, when you look at it, Lexus being number two sales brand in Taiwan also tells another story. So now let's move on to Australia. So we're now at drive.com.au, and this is actually February 2023 results for Australia. So that says here that the new motor vehicle sales posted in the eighth month in a row growth in February 2023, despite there is a quarantine crisis in the ports of Australia and the long wait times on popular models. So scrolling down here, let's see what it says. For Australia, so the official sales number published by the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industry body lists of 86,878 new vehicles sold. So that's up 1.8% from February 2022. And 85,340 vehicles were reported as sold. So it actually has increased 1.8% since February 2022. So the February 2023 results are down 5.4% on the 5-year February average prior to the pandemic of 91,799 and down 9.9% on the all-time February sales record of 96,443 set in 2016. So let's continue to scroll down here and look at, okay. Okay, so Toyota is now remains number one new cars brand in Australia, reporting 14,332 vehicles sold last month. But it faced a rare stumble of the figures, decline of 31.5% compared to February 2022 after a last year's strong sales. Okay, and then Mazda being number two, 7,667, Ford 6,022, Kia 6,000, and Hyundai 5,504 and 4. So Tesla is now being sold in Australia. They sold 3,516 vehicles. So Tesla finished ninth with 3,516 vehicles sold, or 2 in 3 electric vehicles sold last month, while the Chinese brand finished the top 10 MG. So the last new car remained the Ford Ranger, so selling 4,473, and then the Toyota Hilux is number two. It's been down 18% last month after being post all-time sales in 2022. The Tesla Model 3 sold 2,671, and then CX5 2,600, and the Mitsubishi Highlander 21,666. While the Subaru Forester got 1,709 sales in ninth place. Only two passenger cars finished in the top 10, which is the Model 3 and the MG3 hatch with 1622. Electric vehicles has notched up 5,932 sales in February. That's an increase of 889% over the prior year. And that is 303% increase for Tesla with Tesla sales excluded. Okay, so Tesla is booming. Then we go down and see. So the top 10 cars, you can see here Toyota being number two, Model 3 catching up. RAV4 has down 52.5%. That's a big hit for Toyota there because you can see here Toyota's down, everybody is up. Top 10 brands, you can see that Toyota is still not too concerned. They're at least a big portion of of the market share at this point, but you can see that others are actually going up and catching up to them. So let's continue. So here we can see top three of each category. So we can see here we don't see the Lexus ones here yet. Okay. Okay, so these are all, I think there's passenger cars. So we can see that the Camry is still number one in that section under 60K, Model 3, and then the SUV. Let's see here. So here we go. I see the NX. So 282 NXs were sold in February 2023. So is this a supply issue or the demand is low? We do see the Lexus LX being the top seller in their category with 104, but the Model Y just beats them out of the nowhere. So you can see here, Toyota last year had 20,886, now gone down to 14,332. And Lexus does show up here. So Lexus last year was 705, and this year is 716. So Lexus has sold 716 vehicles in February versus last year's 705. Here we have it, Australia market. And Toyota is still selling the best, but you can see that they're losing ground. And also Lexus selling about 700 vehicles in February of 2023. And for the Lexus NX, they've actually sold 282 units. And this includes all variants. So the 250, 350h, 350 if that's available, and the plug-in hybrid. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please comment, like, and share this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that alert button to get notified when new videos are posted. If you'd like to support the channel, you can definitely provide a super thanks. I'll see you guys again next time in the next video.